Hello everyone. So today meal is going to be quick spaghetti. Quick and easy. You don't have to slave over the stove. The ingredients is simply mushroom sauce. I like mushroom. Get whatever kind of sauce you want. Marina, 5 cheeses or whatever. This is Walmart. Parmesan cheese. And I like the thick spaghetti. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour this spaghetti into the pot. I have it on the Instapot. It's going to slow cook. I'm going to let it slow cook for about 2 or 3 hours. Now, the key to make the best spaghetti is to slow cook it. And let the cook, let the seasoning, marinate within itself. I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese into it too. Okay? Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle the cheese. How much cheese you like. Now you have a big family or you just cook them for one. I'm just going to use this one jar. I turned it upside down because I'm going to use the I want all the sauce out of it, and I'm going to use a half a box of this for just one. You have a whole family, I suggest, if you want to use the whole box, I suggest you use 2 of the sauces. Okay, I am going to go ahead and just stir that up. And be sure that you use like wooden spoons or plastic spoons, so you want to protect your pots. You don't want the Teflon to scrape off of it, okay? So what I'm going to do is stir this up, and I'm going to let this simmer. Of course, yes, you're going to use some pepper. I don't use salt unless it's sea salt, but I don't need it for this. It's salty enough. Well, I'll use a little bit of sea salt. I'm not going to use no salt. I'm going to salt when I cook my spaghetti later on, when it's all done. In a couple of hours, I'll cook my spaghetti. You don't need the salt. This right here is salty. You don't need it. I mean, it's up to you. I don't need it. So I got it covered. So the best thing about this Instapot, you can just put your food on and go and come back. It's not going to burn. And when it's finished cooking on slow cook, it automatically go to warm, so it won't burn. So I'll see you in a couple of hours. Now, if you want to use meat with your spaghetti, you can use the Italian mild sauces or the Italian sweet sauces. You can get the one that's like packed like the hamburger patty, so you don't have to, take the skin and pre-cook it and cook it before you pour in the sauce. You can use turkey, ground turkey. I usually use ground turkey because I don't eat meat. I don't eat beef, but I usually use ground turkey or the sausage patties. If they don't have the sausages, the Italian sausages, sweet sausages, I will get the links, the mild, and I will just squeeze the sausages meat out of the casing, about 3 or 4 of them for me, 3 or 4 of them, and cook it first, before I put the sauce on top. And then after the meat cook, I will just pour the sauce on top. I would not drain off the oil or the oil, the grease from the sausage that's cooked. I will just mix it because it makes it even tastier. All right, so we just have a few more hours. This is the sausages I would cook, but I don't want sausages today. And I have the link sausages. Sometimes you can't find everything in the store, so I buy what they have. These sausages linked, you can just squeeze them right out. Okay, we've been simmering for about an hour and a half. I'm simmering on slow cook for 2 hours. The longer you simmer it, the better it tastes. I'm getting ready to cook the spaghetti, the thick spaghetti. So what I'm doing now is the pot is starting to get hot. It's going to boil. I'm going to place this halfway, so it can start to boil a little quicker. I'm going to use the Himalayan salt, but I'm only going to use it on the noodles after it cooked because this salt is so expensive. I just can't just waste it in the water. So I'm just going to put a small amount of the Himalayan salt on my noodles. And then I'm going to just put it in the pot. Everything. And then the meal is ready. Okay. Now when you leave the lid on, you can put it on all the way, but I like to do it halfway because the steam, is, you don't want the steam to blow in your face. That's the reason why I do it halfway, so it alleviates the steam. You know, your water is boiling. Okay, so now I'm gonna put half a box for me. If you want to use the whole box, I suggest you use 2 jars of spaghetti. Okay, that's the proportion you use. However, if you like dry spaghetti, just use just 1. I like mine saucy because I always have leftovers and I don't like to have dry, spaghetti when I rewarm it. I want it to be extra saucy. So I put half a box of spaghetti in the water. So what I'm going to do is slowly just press it. I don't like my spaghetti broken either. So I slowly press it down, let it bend it. Let it bend. Try not to break. I don't like mine's broken. I want my spaghetti whole. My dog Journey likes to eat the whole spaghetti strand whole. It's funny to watch her eat it. But okay, let me just go ahead and press it in. Now when the water is, see that? You see how that just went down without breaking? All right, so you got to make sure. You got to make sure it gets hot enough so it can do that. Okay, so I'm just pressing it down. You see that? Press it down without it breaking. Okay, good. All right, it's all want to be on this side. It's supposed to be. Oh boy, here go that car. Here go that car. Once your water start boiling, you want to go ahead and cover your pot and just leave it halfway so it can boil. So you don't have to worry about the steam now. I have 8 more minutes, so you want to keep an eye on your time too, because when you're doing boiling, and I do mine's on the sear right here, where I know I'm going to get a good boil, the timer ran out. They only give you 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so you need some time to get started. So if you're going to start putting your noodles in, your spaghetti, make sure you have enough time to cook it. So since this is an Instapot, this is going to only take about 5 or 6 minutes for this more to boil. Okay, for it to be cooked, but it's to your liking. I like mine's tender a certain way. Okay, so after your noodles are boiled, what you're gonna do is strain them now. Okay, so you strain up all the water. So this is where I add a little salt and pepper, so your food don't be too salty. I have this thing about salt. I really not really into that salt. You gotta watch out for hypertension and all that other stuff that salt causes. So make sure your water is just, kind of shake your bowl and get all of the excess water, because you don't want more water until your sauce that you already been simmering for hours. You don't want it to be watery, because that sauce is already marinated within itself. So you want that sauce to be just as it is. So you pour it in and you stir. See, I like mine saucy, so this one has no meat on it. And for me, I have me some some garlic bread with some butter on it, and I'll be full. I mean, I don't. Okay. So I'm gonna cover this. It's actually done. If you're ready to eat, you can. But once I get my noodles in there, my spaghetti in there, I like to simmer it for, another, 5-10 minutes, so that the noodles the noodles can be seasoned with the sauce. Okay, so I'm ready to plate. Okay, see you next time.